Hey everyone! So today we're going to go over Module 7 and we're going to do Lesson 12. So I'm going to go over what we need first. So you're going to need the Lesson 12 pattern sheet. You're going to need the application problem. Mine are going to look like this because my digital copy doesn't come with it, so I had to print out my own. So you're going to need the application problem. You're going to need this template form, both sides of the problem set page, and you're going to need the homework, but you're going to do the homework today. We're going to go over the homework in the Lesson 13 video. So after you watch this, remember you can pause it whenever. You are going to do the math homework, and then I'm going to go over the answers in the Lesson 13 video. So make sure you have all of those papers right now, and then what I want you to do, so go ahead and pause it if you need to get the papers. What I want you to do first is, just like if we were in class, you're going to do the sprint first. So go ahead and put this in front of you, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on the screen, and you're going to give yourself 2 minutes to complete the sprint, and then you're done. Then I'm going to post mine, and you're going to check your answers just to make sure we're going over it right. So first thing, gather all your papers, then get your sprint, and when you're ready, I'm going to have the 2-minute timer ready for you to go. Okay, so now you're done with the sprint, and what I'm going to have you do next is I'm going to post a picture of mine with all the answers, and you're going to check to see how many you got correct during those 2 minutes and how many you got done. Don't worry if you didn't finish, it's okay, just like we do in class. And then after you've checked, I want you to grab the application problem because that's what we're going to be going over next. Now we're going to be doing the application problem. It says, Angela measures the size of a square napkin with her ruler. Each side measures 6 inches. What is the perimeter of the napkin? One of the first things I noticed about this problem is that it says a square napkin with each side measuring 6 inches. Because a square, all the side lengths are the same. So first thing I want you to do is draw a square using a ruler where each side is 6 inches long. So here you can see that I made my napkin with 4 equal sides and each side is 6 inches long. Now remember, perimeter is focusing all about the outside of a shape, so I'm going to add all of the sides up to find the perimeter of this napkin. Or another trick I can do, because they're all the same, is I could do 6 times 4, because there's 4 sides of 6, or I could do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So here you can see the steps that I took to find the perimeter of the shape. So the perimeter of that shape of that napkin is 24 inches. Just inches, not square inches, that's area, just inches. Now what I want you to do is grab the lesson 12 template. If you don't have this page, don't worry about it, it's just extra practice. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab a ruler and you're going to use the centimeter side, so the little side, and you're going to measure the length of each side and label it of all of these shapes. Now that I've labeled all my sides in centimeters, for each shape I'm going to add up all the sides of each shape and label the perimeter in centimeters. So add up all the sides and that will be your perimeter in just centimeters. So now that you've added up all the sides, you will find the perimeters of every shape. So A is 28 centimeters, B is 12 centimeters, C is 20 centimeters, D is 22 centimeters, and E is 28 centimeters. So now let's move on to the problem set. Now that we've moved on to the problem set, I want you to do the same thing that we did before. So go grab a ruler, and you're going to be using the centimeter side, so the tiny, tiny side, and you're going to measure and label each side length of the shapes, and then you're going to add up all the side lengths for each side. So what I want you to do now is pause the video and you're going to do it just like I did for the first one where I measured and labeled each side and then I added up. So I want you to go ahead and try the rest of the worksheet by yourself and then unpause it when you're ready to go on to the next. Don't just copy me doing it because you're not going to learn if you copy. I want you to go ahead and grab the ruler and label and measure and add them up. So now you've labeled and measured each side in centimeters and then you've added up all the sides to find the perimeter. So A is 12 centimeters. B is 18 centimeters, C is 16 centimeters, D is 17 centimeters, and E is 18 centimeters. And now let's move on to the back side of the problem set. So now going over number 2, Carson draws 2 triangles to create the new shape shown below. Use a ruler to find the side lengths of Carson's shape in centimeters, then find the perimeter. So you're going to measure and label the outside of the shape. Ignore that line in the middle because that's the line he created to make 2 triangles. So grab your ruler and measure the outside of the shape and then we're going to add those together to find the perimeter. Looking at the problem, I labeled the outsides and each is 3 centimeters. So I added the 4 sides, so I added 3 centimeters 4 times to find the perimeter of 12 centimeters. Remember, I'm still looking for full sentence answers, so the perimeter of Carson's shape is 12 centimeters. Number 3 says, Hugh and Daisy draw the shapes shown below. Measure and label the side lengths in centimeters. Whose shape has a greater perimeter? How do you know? So the first step is going to be getting your ruler back out and measuring and labeling label the side of each of their shapes. Then you're going to add them up and find the perimeter of Hugh's, and you're going to find the perimeter of Daisy's, and you'll compare whose is larger. Now looking at this problem, I have labeled each side and added them up. So we can see that Hugh's shape was 15 centimeters and Daisy's shape was 16 centimeters once I added all the sides up. So which is bigger, 15 or 16? So Daisy's is larger, and you need to write a full sentence. So Daisy's is larger perimeter because when the sides are added, it is 16 centimeters and Hugh's is 15 centimeters. Make sure you explain how you knew that. We knew that because we added the sides and we compared. So now let's get ready for our last problem before you get to do your homework pages. Andrea measures one side length of the square below and says she can find the perimeter with that measurement. Explain Andrea's thinking. Then find the perimeter in centimeters. So this one is very much on your thinking. So give it a few minutes, think about it, and then we'll go over it. So I hope you found that if Andrea measures one side length of a square, you know that you have all the side lengths of a square because all the side lengths are equal. So if you know one side, you know them all. So when you took your ruler and you measured one side, you got 4 centimeters. So that means every side is 4 centimeters. And if there's 4 sides, you add 4 centimeters 4 times. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And you should find that the perimeter is 16 centimeters. We did our first virtual math lesson. Yay! Okay, so I'm hoping this helped you. So remember, now you're going to do the lesson 12 homework pages. Then when you come back onto the lesson 13 video, we're going to go over the lesson 12 homework and then continue with the lesson 13. So I will see you in the next video.